Alright, hey guys, I wanted to do kind of a weird video, sort of a retrospective on Breath of the Wild because I hadn't started this channel, I wasn't even close when I played the first game, and I hadn't played a video game in like 5, 6, maybe even 7 years when I first played Breath of the Wild. And so, you know, you see me now and I'm very into games, and I was very into games as a kid. But there was this period of time, I'm gonna say from when I was like my senior year of high school probably until this time. So until I was 2018, the year after it came out, I was not into games. And Breath of the Wild is the game that brought me back to games, and now I am like I don't know if I'm a huge gamer. It's weird because I'm not like good at Call of Duty or something like that, you know, but I'm a huge gamer when it comes to Nintendo games and JRPGs or RPGs. I'm not RPGs with really cool combat, you know, whatever I should call it. But the point is, it's pretty cool. So I just kind of wanted to, yeah, do a retrospective of like my gaming and how it kind of worked out. And I don't know if this will get any views, but I just thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about. So yeah, I start playing Breath of the Wild, all right? And we've been playing Tears of the Kingdom, me and my husband, and I've been reminiscing because when I started playing Breath of the Wild, I like couldn't figure out the camera. I had a really hard time just like navigating the controls and using like the powers. I think at the time it was like magnesis, right? So I still remember this day trying to cross a river with magnesis, and I fell in like 10 times. I had to ask my husband, like, how do you do this? And, you know, I couldn't, like, the bosses were really hard. I had a hard time beating up like a moblin, which I still do, but usually it's like a group. Like, if I have one, I'm okay now, you know? But Breath of the Wild, I think, really helped me be like, wow, video games can be really relaxing and really creative. And I kind of forgot that. Like, you know, I went through a period of time where I was kind of like, oh, video games. I had some friends in college who had this will age me, a Wii U. And so I did, I guess, technically play the dancing games on there. But I don't think that really counts. So yeah, so Breath of the Wild really like drew me back in, like, wow, like games can be really creative and their design can be really cool, and you can relax with them and you can explore. It's not always like, let me shoot up, you know, which again, nothing wrong if you like those games. It's just I've never enjoyed Call of Duty. I've tried. I've gone on Call of Duty, you know, at friends' houses with my brothers. You know, I've tried it a lot, and I always get on, and then I basically instantly die, and that's just never been fun for me. You know, like, let me start this game and then die, and so that just was never my thing. But yeah, Breath of the Wild really reminded me, wow, games can be really cool. I've always loved Nintendo, like, you know, since I was 6 and we got a Nintendo. But I kind of forgot, and then I really fell back in love with games. But what's funny is that started it, and then I think a year later, a little game called Fire Emblem Three Houses came out, and when that came out, I really fell back in love with video games, and I got into like anime. I really hadn't been into anime too much in a long time either. So I got into games before that, and then so Breath of the Wild was the gateway to Fire Emblem Three Houses, which was the gateway to anime, and then that eventually was the gateway to this channel. So it's like I don't know if anyone else has that. It's like a what do they call it? Not a gateway. Is it a gateway that they call it when you like? It's like a pathway. There's a word for it. It's like the pathway to this. But the pathway for me was Breath of the Wild to anime, literally. Like, it's crazy. And so I discovered all this cool new stuff because of Breath of the Wild. So I'm like, I have to talk about it at least a little bit, you know. And then I've obviously started playing Tears of the Kingdom, and that game is really fun. But it's so weird to compare myself and my progress of, I can't beat up this Moblin guy or Keese. Like, I couldn't beat up a Keese. I would run away. The whole game was me just kind of running away from things and discovering things. And that was my strategy. You know, now I can actually, like, you know, get the bow, hit the Keese, target things, you know, the constructs are okay. The other game I was running away from, I forget what they were called. They weren't constructs, but I was having a very hard time, but I would get very scared, like, I'm gonna die. You know, now it's just fun. So, I mean, it was fun then too, obviously, but I mean, it's just, it's almost more fun because not only am I enjoying all the stuff I enjoyed last time with the exploration and the new mechanics and all that, but I actually, like, can beat up some enemies, and I actually, like, can use the map. Like, last game, I was having a hard time navigating with the map because I basically hadn't played anything since the GameCube. And even then, I always played more of the slower paced stuff. Like Harvest Moon, for example, or Animal Crossing. I did play the GameCube Animal Crossing back in the day, and that was a fun experience. So yeah, it's kind of crazy to really look back. I don't know if you guys have a game like this where you're like, wow, I can really see, you know, this got me into all this other cool stuff, and I've gotten a lot better at games. Now, I'm not going to say I'm as good as most people at Breath of the Wild or at Tears of the Kingdom, because I still don't think I've never been like a good reaction time kind of thing, but I'm a lot better comparing myself to myself in 2018. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little retrospective. Are you guys enjoying Tears of the Kingdom as much as I am? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.